Hello, everyone. My name is Lin Huynh. I'm the founder and host of Fame to Fame. We're here today with former JMU Dukes All-American wide receiver, individual who won a Super Bowl ring during his time with the Philadelphia Eagles, and more recently was up in the Canadian Football League. Please help me introducing Rashard Davis. How you doing, Rashard?
I'm doing good, man. I appreciate you having me on the show.
Absolutely, bro. Someone that's local, went to JMU from Charlottesville. Definitely want to represent people from the area and someone that's been through it. So I appreciate your time in advance.
No problem, man. I appreciate you reaching out, man.
Yeah, most def. So before we go in depth about your All-American collegiate career at JMU and your time as a pro, what led you to football? How did it all start for you?
Shoot, honestly, it was my dad and just, my family. Like growing up, we would always be at my grandma's house, like literally every weekend. It was like a family reunion every weekend at my grandma's house, bro. And we would always just play sports. Like we would play basketball, football, like it didn't matter. Like I had a lot of cousins, uncles and stuff. So we was always active. And then just growing up where I grew up, like the neighborhood, everybody just played sports. Everybody just, what I'm saying? And football was the one thing that most of us, connected to the most. And that's just how it was growing up around the sports. I just connected to them, and it was just natural. Like that's what I knew. What I'm saying? It was school sports. That's what it was in my head. That's what I seen. And so yeah, that's how I really got into it and got the plan.
It always starts at like the grandparents' house, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Like with some family's house.
Exactly, always. That's how. I mean, honestly, when you think about it, though, like seeing that, they're basically passing it down because my granddad and everybody, they all played. So, and as parents, grandparents, you want to pass your wisdom stuff down to the next generation. So I guess this is how it is.
Well, growing up in Charlottesville, and I'm kind of fast forward a little bit, but just interested because you're from Charlottesville. UVA is right there.
Yeah.
Did you root for them growing up, and did you have any interest going there prior to JMU?
I mean, to be honest, like I would always go to the football games. My mom, she had been working at the university for years. So, we would always get tickets to the games, and I would go there with my friends, even growing up. And then, kind of getting close to like my end of my high school years, they were recruiting my cousin, who was my running back, but they wanted me to just walk on. I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm finna see what else comes. And then, I had like 8 D1 AA offers. And they was like, okay, well, let us know, what JMU says. I had a visit. They knew that. And JMU offered me full ride, and I ain't never talked to them again. I was like, you had a chance. So,
Right.
It should, other schools and stuff. So I was just, hey, I'll take my talents to, wherever else I decide to go to.
You want to go where they want you at, right?
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And the crazy thing is, I had went to their camp, I think a year before that. So going into my senior year, I had went to a camp there. And even though I played quarterback in high school, I still went as a receiver. And I ran like a 4.3 something.
Oh, wow.
What the guy clocked me at. It was either low 4.4 or 4.3. But, what I'm saying? They had a little talk and they was looking at me, but nothing other than that. So I was like, okay, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad you hit on that too, because I knew that you played quarterback growing up, especially throughout high school, and then you transferred and transitioned over to wide receiver once you got to JMU. Was that what all the schools were talking to you about, is moving positions once you play at the college level? And did you know that going into JMU that they switch you over to wide receiver?
Yeah, going into JMU, I talked to Mickey Matthews because I had went up there for an unofficial visit, just me and my coach. And, he was talking about another receiver that he had in the past. And Liberty, they wanted me as either receiver or DB. But it was a couple of schools like Georgia Southern wanted me as a quarterback. Tech wanted me to walk on as a quarterback. And I think Wofford University wanted me to come and play quarterback. But, bro, I could barely see over my high school line. I knew I wasn't going to be able to play quarterback at the next level. I was like, I'm going to just, take it how I see it. And I knew, like, I love quarterback. Don't get me wrong. Like,
right.
Let's see, if I was a little taller, like, I felt like I'd have been Lamar before Lamar. You never know.
Right. I was going to say that there's a lot of guys who are not, favored at the height level. Like we have Russell Wilson, who a lot of people questioned before he came to the league because he's about like
Yeah.
5'10" maybe. Then you
Yeah.
have the guy for Arizona now. He's like 5'9".
Yeah.
So there are guys, but I definitely hear you on that because it definitely can be challenging, especially playing at the next level.
My line in high school, it was kind of tall. So, that was an issue too. But
Right.
yeah, bro, I would have to sometimes like just look through the line. Like I couldn't see over them, bro, and look through and just try to throw it. So, but I knew like playing the next level, I was gonna play receiver, and that's what I really grew up playing. I was an
Okay.
athlete, so the coach. But even like in 9th, 10th grade, I still did some things at quarterback, and I played quarterback when I was younger as well.
Right.
Again, just my height and what that was, but I knew I was always gonna play the DB or receiver going to the next level. So.
I think it's a compliment that they put you at quarterback growing up because I think we can all agree that that's like the position that everyone wants to play.
Yeah.
That's usually where the best athletes at, right? They always put the best athlete at the quarterback position.
Exactly, bro. And it was crazy too because my senior year in high school, it was me as a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Started player on the team, and then it was my little cousin who was a year below me at running back, and literally, bro, like newspaper articles and everything, like the dynamic duo. That's what they called us, like the 1-2 package. Like, it was either me, read zone, going out of there, throwing it, and we had some good receivers too. So I was, get the ball out, or I give it to him, and he would go crazy. And he had a lot of offers and stuff too. But just, when you come into high school young and you don't necessarily know everything about the GPA system and stuff. So later on, it was just harder for him to get back. But man, I'm telling you talking about somebody that could ball, bro.
Absolutely.
Hey, that boy could ball, man. That boy could ball, bro.
Hey, speaking of ball, I got to ask about your speed. You said you ran about 4.3, which is crazy fast, right? That's NFL level, and that's why you made it to NFL. But were you naturally fast, or like what did you work on to kind of maintain that speed? Because I'm sure a lot of push. You always hear about faster, stronger. Like what are things you did to make sure you kind of kept that level?
Man, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, yes, I'm naturally fast. Like my dad, my older brother, honestly, my whole family's fast, bro. Like my dad back in the day, like his coach clocked him at a 4.2 on a gravel track, bro, at high school, running in tennis shoes, bro. Like, mind you, I don't know how accurate that clock was back then, but that's what I'm saying. He was always fast. Like, and even he stopped playing football when he was 46. He's 48 now. He was playing semi-pro, but he was still jumping over people, bro. Like, get to the sideline, he out of there. So naturally fast. But growing up, man, like I said, I always played sports. Like, and I was always active. So
Right.
You don't realize it at the time, but you're always training your body when you're just playing sports. Like, bro, I played, you name it, bro. I probably at least dabble with it, like tennis, golf, bro. I did mountain bike, rock climbing, like.
That's what happens when you're an athlete in the area. You get involved with everything. They told you, like you don't even sign up. You're told. You're volunteered to do it.
And back in that time, like when I was growing up, like we would always go to the Boys and Girls Clubs, like every day after school, or like in the summer, like even guys or girls and stuff that didn't live where we lived, that it would always come back in the summer. So it was really always the same group, bro. When I say in the summer, I don't know how we did it, but we would play football outside in the scorching heat from the time we got there, bro. Take a lunch break and be back there all day, bro. Football, manhunt, baseball, it didn't matter. Like we did it. So I mean, like I said, all that is training your body in a way and you don't even realize it.
Absolutely. So when you got to JMU and officially transitioned over to the wide receiver position, how was that transition to the different position, especially jumping from high school now college where you're starting a new position? How was that for you?
Honestly, like it wasn't that big of a jump for me just because one, I like naturally was always like a receiver type of slot, hybrid running back type of player. So it wasn't that big of an adjustment. It was just, trying to, like you said, high school to college. Now I'm not a quarterback. I'm a receiver. I gotta learn the playbook. I gotta read the defense. Like I didn't read no defense in high school, bro. I was the fastest player in the field. Like
right. You didn't need to. You didn't need to.
Exactly. Hand the ball off or run it. I'm making you miss, and then we out of there. So
right.
When you have to learn how to read the defenses and adjust on the fly, bro. Like it's a different story. But honestly, the people that I had there, at the time, like, I don't know if you remember Quentin Hunter that came out of Orange County that went to UVA. He played high school. I mean, he played quarterback at high school down in Orange County. He went to University of Virginia for a couple years before coming to JMU. So guys like that, you know, they were a big leader in the room my freshman year. So it kind of helped me transition. And you know what I'm saying? Because they say you only go as far as your leaders, man. And
Right.
yeah, guys like that, bro. It was without them, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how it would have been my freshman year
Oh
coming
yeah.
in, you know what I'm saying? Not really knowing the intricate parts of receiver, just being a raw athlete, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, that was really a big point of me coming in there playing a new position in a sense.
Yeah, I think that's always important. It's just, I mean, just in anything in life, it's just, you know, a lot of people, they want to say they can do it themselves, but
Right.
truthfully, everyone needs someone. And especially if you're playing, jumping at that level, because in high school, you're probably the best athlete. You know, like I said, you didn't need to read it. You just were just naturally just ready. But once you
Right.
get to that level where college, where everyone's kind of level set, right? Everyone got there for a reason. You got, it's more than just being athletic, right? Because everyone's at that level at that point. So having someone there that can kind of coach you and mentor, I'm sure that was a big part of it for sure.
Exactly.
Do you think being a former quarterback, like growing up and playing quarterback in high school, do you think that helped and that helped you see the game differently as a receiver? Like, were you able to like kind of put yourself in a mindset of what a quarterback's thinking about?
No, for sure. That joint definitely helped me. And also because I played DB in high school as well. I didn't play a lot because
Mm-hmm.
I just rather play offense. I want to score. But I was starting cornerback as well. My senior year and 10th grade, I ended up playing JV, but the varsity coach, he wanted me to play starting corner in 10th grade, but they want the best back then. My dad was like, nah. So so, you know, being a playing quarterback and DB before coming to college, both of them
Mm-hmm.
kind of helped me with, you know what I'm saying, kind of seeing what the DB may do in this situation or knowing, you know, what the quarterback may be looking for or things of that nature. So yeah, ultimately it did help me in the end.
No, I could definitely see that. It's always helpful to be able to put yourself in another position, and having that experience, I'm sure, would definitely helped. And when you got to JMU, I mean, JMU is well known, especially within Virginia, and it's definitely a well known within the football program within the past few years. And I think you were a big reason of it. Around the time you came, they were always in the rise, but I think by the time you got there, you guys were literally winning championships like back and forth, and you actually won a national championships within the FCS at the time they're there. What do you think attributed to the success of the program? Like, when you got recruited, did they talk about like this is what we're gonna do and this is how you can get implemented? Like, what really helped jumpstart and brought JMU to where it's at today, the football program?
Um, honestly, it was I would honestly say it was my recruiting class, the
Yeah.
class I came in with. Because actually, I remember when we all came in and we were signing and everything. Um, it was big news that, you know what I'm saying, this was the best class in like JMU history. Um, you know what I'm saying, we had, bro, the players that we had in the caliber, like it was crazy. Um, and honestly, like that group just going through, you know what I'm saying? We had three different head coaches. We started Mickey Matthews. He got fired after that year. Withers came in, you know what I'm saying? He broke the team down, like literally wiped out guys that, you know, really wasn't that passionate about it, really wasn't that serious about it.
Right.
And the bulk of us really stayed and, you know what I'm saying, going through that whole journey together that just brought us together. So by the time, like, don't get me wrong, Houston was a great coach. He was a crazy coach, and was very smart. You know what I'm saying, with the people he recruited and the people that he surrounded himself with. But as far as him, you know what I'm saying, his knowledge of the game, like, is crazy as well. But man, I tell you, the team he walked into my senior year was just like we were already so stacked, bro. It was
Right.
honestly it was crazy, like the team that we had. And I mean, it showed, you know what I'm saying, my senior year when we finally won a national championship again since '04. Bro, we were beating teams 80 something to 9, bro, like kneeling in the third quarter. And it's like, no
I
disrespect.
remember that.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But it's just like, that's the type of team we had. Like, bro, we were about to go up 2 touchdowns on UNC. That's the only game we lost all year. We were about
Mm-hmm.
to go up 2 touchdowns and then, you know what I'm saying, fumbles and different trick plays and stuff happened. But that team was so stacked that year, bro. It was crazy. So just that group that I came in with, man, just picking players up as we go. Like we had a few transfers in. Vad Lee came in, Ishmael Hyman, and different guys like that, man. They just joined the group, you know what I'm saying? We just stayed tight. Like that's why I said like Houston was a good coach, but the team he came into was crazy because we were already so close, man, and so bonded as a team. Like it was gonna be hard to stop us because we were just so confident and so trusting in each other already. So
it's kind of like the Golden State Warriors, how I kind of think of it.
yeah.
Before before Steve Kerr came in, they had Stephen Curry, they had pretty much all the pieces there, Klay Thompson, but it's just like they had the talent there. But right when Kerr came in, they started winning all these championships.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you can have all the talent, but you need to, it's tough to like put a group of talented people together too, right? Everyone's like, oh, if you got that talent, you're gonna get to that point. But if you don't put in that work, if you don't leverage it the right way, it's useless, right? It's not gonna go anywhere. So I was very surprised because you did talk about like there's different coaches throughout your time there, which I thought was difficult for anybody to adjust. But you guys held it together. And again, I think like you said, you guys literally were like the class that really came in and really changed the whole program. Because when you think about JMU nowadays, like it's expected y'all win the national championship at the double
right. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't go that far, it's like dang, what a letdown year.
It's a letdown.
yeah. But that wasn't, that's what they wanted to see a few years ago. That wasn't the, the standard of the culture. That's just what it was. So yeah, bro, it definitely took a change.
No, absolutely. Well, evidently, not only the team do really well, but you did individually as well. You end up getting picked up by the Philadelphia Eagles and undrafted free agent. Won Super Bowl with them as a member of the team when you guys played against New England, which was when Nick Foles was a quarterback. So I think a lot of people who are NFL football fans probably remember that game. But how was that experience now jumping? We talked about high school to college and now college to the NFL. And getting picked up by a team that won the Super Bowl. Like, how was that whole experience?
Man, it was crazy. Honestly, so my whole journey was crazy. Like from that point to get there, man, because going into I'll say leaving the end of that season, my 2016 season, 2017 season, we won the whole thing. Like, what I'm saying, I was at the top of it all. Like special teams player of the year, we had just won a national championship. And I like going through it, I had a few agents hit me up and different stuff like that, but I didn't have like a lot of agents hit me up or whatever. And I seen, other people getting picked up, but I didn't really think nothing of it because for one, I didn't really know too much about the process at the time anyway.
Right.
What all went into it. So, what I'm saying? I was seeing things, but like I said, I was like, it's going to come. Like I put, what I'm saying? I put the work in, I put the stuff out there.
Right.
But it really wasn't like coming like that. And then, so I stayed home to go from my pro day to the training and everything. My guy Perry Jones, he played at UVA. He actually was he had just came out a couple years before, and he was at my local, actually the high school I went to, Charlottesville High School. He was like helping train them and coach them. And I was, what I'm saying, one day he was like, bro, I can help you, and because my plan was to go somewhere else and train. But honestly, I just ended up sticking it out there, man. And he, what I'm saying, really worked with me and put the work in. Killed the pro day, ran a 4.39. Well, I ran a 4.38. Mind you, it was like 30 degrees, bro. Crosswind. It was cold. I don't know what I did. It's like seeing that. So then, ever since then, I had a whole lot of teams reaching out to me before the draft. And ultimately, what I'm saying, teams like, we're going to draft you here. We're going to take you right after. But nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
And the mix-up happened with the Steelers where, they wanted to sign me, but something with the verbiage, it was messed up that I didn't hear, but, it was through other people. But it was crazy just, going through that process, having all them teams reach out to you. And then summertime come OTAs and stuff, I'm still at home. Like I had 2 rookie minicamp tryouts, but nobody picked me up. I'm still at home, bro. I'm just, working in the restaurant. Being a waiter, serving tables and stuff. But work in the evening, I would go work out in the morning, work in the evening, then at nighttime I would still work out again. I would just stay optimistic, bro. I won't hit nothing.
Staying ready when that call comes.
And it was like after the first preseason game, I was in the restaurant, and actually it was an agent that I didn't sign with. He texted my phone and was like, what I'm saying? He was like, Philly called me. They thought I was your agent or whatever. So that's how I ended up getting my workout with Philly. Like they called me at the restaurant, bro. I was like, what? So he was like, yeah, he was like, take their number. He gave me a number. They was like, yeah, we trying to reach out to you, da da da. Like we want to bring you up tomorrow for a workout. And I went up there and killed it, bro. And that's really how, I got implemented into the NFL. But that was crazy. But man, the jump from college to that, like in that season, it was crazy because it was kind of like deja vu in a sense. Like it was shaping out the same way my senior college was. So as we were steady climbing, I'm like, bro, this is really crazy. And we just kept winning, kept winning. We was the underdogs, kept winning, kept winning. And then just getting to that Super Bowl, bro, that whole week was just crazy, bro. Like they had, we had got there, I think Monday, and everything was in the Mall of America because we was in
Right.
so we got there Monday, got acclimated. We was able to, walk through the mall and stuff and check the stuff out. We had a few practices. Then our families came on, I think Thursday. We basically to welcome the family, stuff like that. They had the Migos come out and perform for us. Like Man was with them. Like it was dope, bro. And then, after we ended up winning and everything, we had went to another place. They had Cardi came out and she was rapping. Then Diplo came out and was going crazy on the sets, bro. So like the whole experience was dope, bro.
You got spoiled coming into the league, bro.
Spoiled, bro. It was crazy, but that first year was a blessing, bro.
Yeah.
And I got my GoPro I had bought it there, bro. I still got all type of like sideline footage from the Super Bowl, bro.
That's awesome,
like,
man.
Behind the scenes footage that I had, took the whole time, bro. It was crazy, bro.
No, that's real cool that you got to experience that because there's some people that play the whole entire career, right? Don't even make it to the Super Bowl yet alone win it and have a ring now. So that's amazing, man. So you spend a lot of time too on like the off season, the practice squad. I think you kind of talked about it. It's like even leading up to the draft, you kind of kept yourself ready, and after the draft, like you're working at the restaurants, working out, just ready for that one call. But being like a practice squad player and someone that's moving around, that's difficult, right? Because you kind of want stability. But like, how do you keep yourself ready, and how is that mindset and being on like the practice squad team?
Bro, it's crazy. Honestly, like I don't know what it is. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I just stay in this mindset, bro. I just stay optimistic through the whole, even when I'm not hearing nothing, like my phone is dry, bro. I'm out there every day grinding, bro, going crazy. Like, and if I don't go outside, like on the field or in the weight room, I'm probably like doing some yoga or something, or just doing some type of active, recovery or something like that. But that's been my mindset the whole time because it was a time. I can't remember what workout it was, but I had went to a workout and I had been working out, but I wasn't really, doing everything I should have been doing. And it was like when I got there, like I was kind of breathing heavy and I was hurting a little bit. I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna never feel like this again, bro. So ever since then, I'm like, I don't care how long it go before my phone get called. I'm gonna stay ready, bro. I'm gonna stay in shape. So, and that's kind of how it always been. And you know what I'm saying? That's like what helped me throughout all these years, bro. And that ultimately would help me, get activated when it came to, Tennessee bringing me in, bro.
Yep.
So that's always been my mindset. And I felt like, it also helps me too, because I'm not like, obviously, my dream has been go to the league, have a successful career. Things haven't always went the way I wanted them to. So I'm like, all right, I can sit here and dwell on it and just like do nothing, or you feel me, I can make sure I'm ready. So when that time do come, keep praying, keep believing, keep having faith. When that time finally show itself and that door open, I'm gonna make sure I seize the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's just, how I go about it, bro. And it's helped me this whole time. So
it worked out, bro. And I think that's a great teaching point just for anybody. I think sometimes once you had a very successful high school career, very successful college career. You got to NFL. Some people will be like, you know what? I made it. I'm good. Yeah. But I think that's a good teaching point for anybody. It doesn't matter what level you are. It's just always be ready. You don't know when that time's going to come. Like you said, you got your call when you're working at the restaurant. Yeah, you just never know when it's going to be. So you got to be ready because last thing you want to say is that, hey, give me a couple of days or, hey, I need to work on it. They'll just get rid of you. They're like, all right, on to the next one.
And imagine, bro, like I wasn't doing that. You know what I'm saying? I might not have ever had a career in the NFL, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it just, it's crazy how things work sometimes, bro.
Everything works out, man, for a reason. Just do your part, right? And that's what you did. So you're a Philly. You went to Oakland Raiders at the time. Now Las Vegas, Kansas City Chiefs, and then I definitely want to hit on the Tennessee Titans because that's when you got activated and definitely got to shine on. They actually gave you that opportunity. Kansas City though, you were there when Patrick Mahomes, I think, just came in. How's that being around Patrick Mahomes, and any good stories of him?
Bro, what? So many, bro. Because for one, like, not only, you know what I'm saying, he's the GOAT, you know what I'm saying, but just a person, bro. Like in a locker room, bro, he's just like a regular person, bro. Honestly, he was just like a big kid, bro. Like we had a little hoop in there at the time, bro. I say every day, bro. We all, like, everybody in there just playing basketball, bro. And you know, man, he's never, like, since I've known him, bro. He was never one of them dudes, bro, that's like, nah, I got too much going on. I'm do this, that. Nah.
He's level-headed, right? He's just humble.
Level-headed, bro. Just cool. He's just a cool dude, bro. Yeah. And you know, like when I went to Tennessee and we played them, you know what I'm saying? I'm jogging around the field. And you know what I'm saying? I wasn't that big of a guy then. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't like one of the guys. But I'm like, Pat, what's up, bro? He like, oh, what's up, my bro? Like, how you been? You know what I'm saying? Chopped it up with me for a little bit on the sideline, bro. So it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's dope.
That's cool.
To see stuff like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, he's a good dude, bro. He's a great dude.
I'm sure it's cool to, because you played with him as team members, and now he was there. I think you came in around the time like he just started, you know, getting a starting position and doing what he's doing. But I'm sure sitting back now watching him, it's definitely a proud moment, right? Just knowing like how he all started and where he's at now, knowing that he's a good dude, that always helps and makes you want to root for that person even more.
Nah, for sure, bro. It was dope, bro. It was dope. And then the stuff he would do in practice, bro, was just ridiculous. So like,
that's why a lot of people question, like, why did they get rid of Alex Smith? And then he came to Washington, which is the team I root for, being local. And then when you saw Mahomes, you're like, all right, Andy Reid, like, you know, Andy Reid knows what he's doing. Like,
I'm talking about, bro, it was so many times, bro, in camp, bro, like, he's rolling out to the right, bro. He see like Tyreek or somebody from the left side, bro, way across the field, bro. He's just rolling out, bro. Just like a little
flick of the wrist. Just flick it.
A flick of the wrist, 50 yards in the back of the end zone on the money, bro. Like,
he does it on game day too.
And it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? He does it so much, bro. You know what I'm saying? It gets normal after a while.
Effortless for him. You brought up another guy I was going to bring up too, is Tyreek Hill. So you're a fast dude. He's a fast guy. Did y'all ever race or anything?
Bro, listen. I'm smart, bro. I'm not finna. I'm fast. It's a different levels when it comes to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fast.
Right.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's you know what I'm saying? It's a different level when it comes to speed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's crazy, bro. He, like, put this in perspective, bro. I kid you not. That play I was just talking about.
Right.
So what I didn't tell you was, like, the play had broke down. Tyreek had really ran like a little short drag route just across the field. So when it broke down, Mahomes rolled out. My man literally turned around, ran a circle around his man, just took off, bro. That's what Pat launched it, bro. And I'm like, oh, he ain't finna go get that.
Yeah.
Well, he tracked that ball down, boy, in the back in the end zone, bro. So, yeah, his speed's crazy, bro.
Another thing I got asked about Kansas City. So I worked, I do government contracting, so I work and travel a little bit. And I actually spent some time in Kansas City. I traveled there like once a month for a few months. Did you have like a favorite barbecue spot? Because that's what they're known for.
Oh, what was that spot called, man? Dang.
Joe's is personally my favorite, but I tried all of them. So they're all good to me.
It was one of them, bro. I can't even think about it, bro. It was one of them that when I was out there, one of them had put me on to. I can't remember, bro.
Arthur Bryant? Is it Arthur Bryant by any chance?
I really think it might be Joe's, bro.
Joe's, yeah. That's the most well-known one that I think's there.
If I'm not mistaken, it may be Joe's, but it may be another one. I can't even think about it more. But, bro, the barbecue.
I'm not. The reason why I say, because I'm not even a barbecue fan, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not, bro. I will not, like, that's not what I go to.
Yeah, like, I'll have it, but I'm not too big. But when I went there, I was like, all right, this is barbecue food. Well, we've been eating. I don't know what the hell that was. Like, that's not barbecue.
That's what I'm saying. Bro, it's like, even if it's the last option, bro, I don't want barbecue. But the barbecue there was so fire, bro.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I had it every day, bro. Like 3 times a day. I was like every day, every time I went. They're like, "Aren't you tired?" I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'll have it."
Nah, I need
I mean, like, let's be fair too. Like, the options is kind of limited too, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna get like Chinese food there or something like that. Like, I'm gonna get
Some
barbecue.
barbecue. Bro, it was so good.
Yeah.
I kid you not. When I went back with Tennessee, bro, it was me and Khalif Raymond.
Right.
Bro, you trying? Because we always, you know what I'm saying, go get some food. He was like, we trying to go eat. I'm like, bro, I'm finna take you to the barbecue spot.
Yeah. Exactly. You
We
might as
showed
well,
up, bro.
bro.
Like the whole team was there, and the line was crazy, bro. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
sheesh, good thing they let us jump the line in here.
Bro, I used to always like make sure I had room, space on my carry-on. I'm like, when I get back, I'm gonna have some jars. I used to take the jars home. I used to buy from the
Bro,
store,
hey.
buy like 5, 10 of them, be honest with you. Just keep it around the house. It was to the point where family members were asking for it, and I just got given
You got
away.
some of that barbecue.
Yeah, it's like, let me get that barbecue. It's like, you asking the Vietnamese guy for some barbecue. People be like, what the hell's going on over here?
Bro,
But that's
honestly,
what I used to
like you a
do.
smart man though. I ain't even think about that. You a smart man.
Yeah, I'm gonna save some money because you can get it shipped to your house, but it's gonna cost you some money. I was like, hey, I'm gonna go home anyways. Let me make some space for it. That's what I
Exactly.
did.
Next time I go back, I'm gonna make sure I have a few jars of me.
Yeah, it does well. So after Kansas City, you went to Tennessee. You touched on it earlier. You got your opportunity, got promoted to the active squad and roster. What was that feeling when you heard that news? And can you just kind of walk through that?
Man, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna be 100% honest, bro. It honestly, like, so I can't remember if it was a home. I think it was a away game or a home game. I think it was a home game against the Saints, but it was cold, so I didn't go. And I was at my apartment with my boy Nando, and my girl was there, my son, and we were watching the game. And first, I can't remember if Adam hurt. Adam got hurt first. Yes, Adam got hurt first. Adam Humphries got hurt.
At Humphreys, is that what it is?
So he got hurt in that Saints game. And I'm like, all right, bet. Ain't nobody think that we just, you know what I'm saying, playing. Khalif going there. You know what I'm saying? Khalif balling and doing this thing. Then Khalif ended up getting hurt. He got a concussion or something. So my boy, like, he like, bro, you might be playing next week, bro. So me, like, I'm hyped, low key, like that he said that because I'm thinking about it. I'm like, bro, you know what? You kind of right. Like I
Yeah,
might be
you're onto something.
at the same time. Like I got there week 10 and I was on practice for the whole time, bro. So I really I really didn't bother like studying playbooks. Like I didn't really bother sitting down studying the playbook, bro, because I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably not finna play this year. Like I'm just gonna be on practice squad. So
Right.
when they said that, I was like, I was lit, but I was like, damn, bro, I don't know the playbook. And bro, I kid you not, bro. The next day, GM called me and yeah, Rashard, you know, you've been killing it in practice since you've been here. We like you a lot. You know, we're gonna bump you up to the active roster. Go talk to the receiver coach, you know what I'm saying? See what he wants you to, you know. I said, all right, cool. So I'm going in there, and what I didn't realize at the time was Corey Davis had ended up getting hurt in that game too, but it was minor. But at that time, the coach didn't know how bad it was going to be. So when I walk in his office, I'm like, Rob, what's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, they just told me I'm active. So, you know what I'm saying? A certain position or something you want me to learn? Like, I can kind of learn one position. So he's like, keep it honest with you. I don't know if Corey can go this week. I need you to, you know, just be ready to go everywhere. I said, all right, I got you. In my head, bro, I'm like, what? But
yeah,
dude, I can't tell that to the coach, bro. I'm like, okay.
It's bittersweet. It's bittersweet, right?
Like, okay, bro, I kid you not. I learned the whole playbook game plan in that week, bro. The whole thing. Like, whatever, if I had to go in, which I ended up doing,
yeah.
But if I had to go in, bro, like I knew what I was gonna do, bro. Like that's one thing. Like people ask me, bro, how is it? You know what I'm saying? Going team by team, like and learning different playbooks. I'm like, bro, to be honest, being in college, having 3 different head coaches, like it really helped me out to.
Yeah.
Bro, I can learn a playbook so fast, bro. Like when I got to Canada, matter of fact, I got there probably near the end of the season, and they had maybe, bro, like 200 plays maybe in the playbook. Mind you, I had to learn waggles. I had to learn a whole new system basically because Canada's a little different. And at first I was like, I don't know about this one. This might be the first playbook that I
Yeah.
might not ever learn. But nah, I learned the playbook in about a week and a half, bro. And the coach was like, the receiver coach was like, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, like you probably like the fastest crate and like and you're out, you consistent. He was like, you actually know it, like you don't do it
Right.
temporarily. And it was like, no, you actually know the playbook. I was like, yeah, bro, I really attest that to college, bro, because like my memorization is crazy just off the simple fact that 3 head coaches and different things like
Right.
that. And that joint just kind of helped me, and it just helped me transition over to the NFL when it comes to playbooks and different stuff like that. So
That's a JMU education, man. You're applying
hey,
it.
hey, man,
So you said there was 200 plays when you
bro.
went to Canada. Like for a typical NFL, like how many plays were there in a playbook? Just curious.
It won't nowhere near that many. Nowhere near that, bro. By
Or is
far,
that?
that was the biggest playbook I've ever had to learn in my life, bro.
That's crazy.
Because in
Why
the
is that?
NFL,
Not to jump ahead, but why is that? Like the CFL,
yeah,
I know it's like a bigger field, right? And
yeah.
whatnot. And maybe you
I
can
mean,
touch on
I
that too.
don't
Like
know.
what is the difference? Can you maybe hit on that too? Like what is the difference
The
from?
field is different. The field, first they got two 50-yard lines with us, and then they got a 55-yard line in the middle. So the field is huge.
Mhm.
You got the field goal in the front of the end zone. The end zone is about 20 yards, which is crazy. You got one of the craziest rules there, bro. If like say because you only got 3 downs. So say it's third down, you take the ball, run it, you kick it past the line of scrimmage and pick it up. It's a new set of downs, your ball again. Like you got a first down. That's one of the craziest rules, bro. Or like say you're down a point and the game's about to end. If you take the ball and kick it into the back of the end zone, you'll get a point. And you know what I'm saying, going to overtime. Like it's just crazy rules like
Yeah.
that you don't think of or that you don't know, you know what I'm saying, unless you actually watch it and are
Right.
listening to it or you actually go there. So just different stuff like that, bro. I just had to learn as I was, going through there. But other than that, it's still football at the end of the day.
Right.
And the play thing, I think that was just the OC and just his system. And he actually was coaching at Edmonton before that, and he was successful with it. So they say
Whatever worked.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it, bro. So
Yeah.
and it, you know what I'm saying? Like at first I was like, bro, that's a lot of plays, bro. But in the long run, you know what I'm saying, kind of helped out because it's hard for a team to really scheme on you for that week because they don't necessarily know what you're gonna run. So
Mm-hmm.
and like each week some stuff will carry over, but we will have a whole new sheet of plays to, you know what I'm saying, either relearn or it'll be some new plays in there to learn.
You gotta keep the opposite team on edge. You can't let them know what you're
Or
gonna do. You can't be doing the same thing.
exactly, bro. Exactly. So yeah, I think it was I don't necessarily think it was like Canada as far as the plays, but just as far as, it's just the coaching and what he liked and you know what I'm saying, what he stuck with.
Before we get move forward, because there is a few things I want to touch on in regards to like the CFL and other things. But touching back to your time in Tennessee, man, again, that was a big moment for you when you really put yourself in that shoe again. What do you really reflect most when you think about your NFL career? And is there anything you would have done differently, knowing what you know now?
Nothing that I would have done differently. Just for the simple fact that they say it's always the journey, and that's one thing I've come to learn with winning the national championship in college and the Super Bowl. Like it's like you win it and that's dope, but you really not gonna remember that Super Bowl game. You're gonna remember the journey that it took to
Right.
get there, bro. So I can't say I would, you know what I'm saying? It's some things that I wish would have went differently, but I can't say I would change anything because me going through those trials and tribulations are, you know what I'm saying, shaping me. And now, things work out, you know what I'm saying? Get back there and I'm a starter, you know what I'm saying? Start going crazy. Then it's like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it take going through that fire before, you out on the other side. So you just gotta take it as it comes, you know what I'm saying? Understand that,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? Either it ain't your time yet or, it ain't meant for you. But like I said, I'm optimistic. So I just gotta, I gotta bet on myself, bro.
Absolutely.
And I just feel like, I just be getting blessed so much. Even going to Canada, like that was a blessing, the relationships and stuff I built, bro. And just having the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, was a blessing. So I can't say I would change nothing, bro.
Absolutely. I mean, everyone has their own journey and story, and I think a lot of times we can flex like, yeah, things could have done differently, but I'm alive, I'm doing well, I got so many good
Right.
memories. Like it's hard
Right.
to say you want to change stuff because so
Exactly.
many good things have went well, and
Exactly.
you've been through it all, man. You've had a really good experience, and if you could, choose your next steps and your next career, would you want to go back to the NFL or would you want to fulfill the CFL? What's next steps for you?
So honestly, NFL definitely, in the goal. Also like on the side, well, honestly, since I've been like 10, I'll say younger than 10, but 10 was my first like 2-song CD. But I've always done music on the side, bro, and just like that's another thing, bro. Like I'm just super passionate about music, but it was always sports to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sports came first with me, sports.
Right.
I grew up on sports, paid for school, like, that's what I love to do. But at the same time, like music has always been so one of my passions and so therapeutic,
Yep.
So hey, if that was to go crazy too, I would not be opposed, bro. I would still have to, play football on the side, but just because I love it so much. But nah, bro, that's another thing that, I would love to, really get into more and just really see where I could take it.
What kind of genre and like who are people you listen to? Like what's on your
Bro,
playlist these days?
I listen to anybody, bro. Lil Baby, Drake, Summer Walker, got some Blake Shelton, but anybody, bro. Like if it's
Right.
good music, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna listen to it. And honestly, like when I make music, I kind of use that, as I make my music, just switch it up, bro. Like I got like a motivational hip hop song. I got like a gospel song, bro. Like I'm working on a club banger right now. Like it's
That's what's
done,
up.
but I'm really just getting the mixes and everything down and all together. But I just, what I'm saying, like I said, it's therapeutic, it's art. So,
Right.
and it's perspective too. It's how you hear it, how you perceive it, So it's just yeah.
No, that's dope. And when I think about athletes and someone that's really into the music side as well, I think about Damon Lillard.
Yeah,
He's a monster, bro. I don't know what you think, but
talented, bro.
like
Talented.
sometimes people are like, oh, you're an athlete. They kind of pigeonhole you in one area, right?
Right.
But for someone like him, like if I didn't know he was if someone just played the song, I would not have thought it was Damon Lillard. I'd be like, man,
Yeah.
this is dope,
Talented.
So that makes me think of him a lot. And I know Tony Brown released that one single, was it last week after what he did and just
Pitting
walked
at the
off.
valley. I had matter of fact, bro, like last year when he was dropping songs, I wasn't really rocking with him, but the little snippet I heard Pit Not Palace, bro, it don't sound too bad, bro. It actually sounds like he got a little flow, like it's about to get, what I'm saying, knock a little bit. So I'm gonna have to
Bro,
take
he
that.
knew what he was doing. He released that like right after, like an hour or
Oh
two
yeah, yeah.
after. He knew what he was doing.
That was strategic, my boy.
I don't know if I do it that way, but he knew what he was doing.
Right. And he said, I'm finna get publicity. Okay, I'm finna drop this song right now.
Right now.
But
That's funny.
I seen a post that like, no lie, I was like, bro, that's so true. Cause for one, like I've met so many athletes and like football players, I'll say, that can make music like
Yeah,
crazy.
for sure.
I'm saying they don't release it because they see how the public view it. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
said, like athlete. But I seen a post that said athletes are rappers. No, what it say? It say rappers are athletes that didn't make it, and athletes are rappers that didn't make it. And I was like, bro,
Yeah,
you
it's
kind
true.
of got a point, bro. Like
Yeah,
everybody really grow up doing sports and playing music. Like
that's
they
true.
kind of go hand in hand. In the sports world, in the music world, they kind of go hand in hand, boy. So
That's true. When you think about someone like Drake, right? You see him at every basketball game up in Toronto. You know he
yeah.
wants to be out there, right? But there's
You know what
other
I'm saying?
people like we just talked about that wants to be on the other side too. So it goes
Like,
both ways.
I don't know if you seen, like, bro, you can look at Quavo. He nice at basketball, crazy jump shot. Chris Brown,
Yeah, I heard
crazy.
Chris Brown's nice. Yeah.
Bro. Like, it's a bunch of them, bro. Like that's just crazy talented,
Yeah.
athletically. But it's just, like you said, it kind of go hand in hand. You go either this way or you know what I'm saying. So
You're right.
it's crazy.
I wish I had that talent for both. Like at least you guys have options. I don't, bro. I'm just here. I'm just tuning in and joining you guys, bro.
Hey, but look though, look how you know what I'm saying, using using what you got, bro, and what you know. You know what I'm saying? You channel it in a way.
You gotta stay in your lane, bro. That's what I try to do. I just stay in my lane, bro.
Hey, but that's a true statement, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be a guy, you know what I'm saying, that goes and do government contracts, bro. Why? Because that's not my lane, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can't do what you do.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Everyone got their niche, bro. Everyone
Yeah.
has a niche.
Yeah.
Speaking about your music, like, what do you go by? What's your name? And like, how can people tune into what you're doing?
So when I was younger, I was going by Spacebound, and that was kind of just playing off of like track and everything like that. That was my track name. I was doing long jump and all those type of things. So you know what I'm saying, I was taking off. But now I just go by Shard, Shard, Apple Music, Spotify. I got 2 songs out there now on those places. It's a whole bunch of different platforms that I got those on, but those are like, you know, the 2 biggest, Apple Music and Spotify. And then I got another song, like I said, I'm working on dropping. And I got a few other songs like that I made last year that I just didn't finish like mixing and stuff like that. So once I get those mixed, I'm gonna put those all out. So I'm thinking about doing like a little project, dropping something. Heck yeah.
Hey, I know you're working on a club banger. You can't go wrong with that. But with the summer, I mean, it's wintertime right now, but summer's gonna creep around the corner. I need that summer jam, bro. So you gotta put something on for me.
That's honestly, my dad was telling me, he was like, because I had let him listen to the song. He was like, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. You should wait until about springtime when, you know what I'm saying, them shorts start popping out. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody start getting back outside a little bit.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if COVID stops playing around and keep mutating the way it's going on. But he was like, bro, that's when you should drop it. And I was thinking about it too. I was like, club banger, man. I got this vision in my head about this music video that I want to make with it, and I kind of want to drop them like back to back. So when I drop the song, they can feel the energy. You know what I'm saying? Really bring it with it through the video. So I was like, honestly, it may work out like that by the time, you know.
Maybe like the spring break time, bro. You know, it's all about timing, right?
That's what I'm saying, bro. It would go crazy. So, matter of fact, we get off here, bro. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna let you listen to it.
Yeah, definitely send it to me. That's why I asked you for not only myself, but others who's listening, they can tap into it. So that's dope, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
So some other fun facts, man. So you just learned that you're big into music. You know, your artists, you got a few stuff coming out. One thing I noticed too is TikTok. You're big on TikTok. Where did that all come about?
Bro, like honestly, man, like me as myself, you know what I'm saying? People always say I'm funny, bro. And I really don't be trying to force it. It just be like, I be actually just doing stuff. Sometimes, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I literally be laughing like weak at my own videos. You know, some people just make them to make it, bro. Like I really be laughing at my own. And then like, bro, my son is so funny, bro. Like the stuff he does, like organically, bro. I'm like, dog, I wish I had my camera.
He's younger. Like, how old's your son? He's like 3, 4.
Yeah, he turned 3 November.
They're the funniest at that age, bro. My nephew, like, he's off the chain. Like, you just gotta laugh.
It's like the kids these days, bro. Like, they so smart, bro. It's just, the things they can comprehend, bro, and just pick up so fast. It's like, bro, how, bro? Like, how? Like, so that's really when it came about. And like, my girl had been telling me, like, y'all need to do TikTok. I'm like, man, for the longest, bro, I kid you not. I just literally probably maybe 2-3 weeks ago when I started putting them out, like I just really started looking at TikTok. I did not look at TikTok, bro. Like I didn't, bro. Like, so I don't know.
No, keep it up. You're creative, bro. That's why I brought it up. Like you're consistent with it and you're creative. So I respect it.
I appreciate it, bro. Like I've had people reach out like, dog, please keep doing these, bro. Just keep like being creative, bro, because you be having me rolling, bro. So I'm like,
that's dope. You gotta find stuff to keep you busy, bro. And I know you do. Like you got a kid already. You're staying busy working out. You got the TikTok. You got music.
Facts, bro.
Your definition of staying busy, bro. That's good though. Some other fun facts. Myself being a huge football fan, of course, you're a football fan. More than likely, you played Madden growing up. And for me, I always had to pick up Dante or Devon Hester. And being a special teams guy that you are, who would you rather have if you had to pick one player?
I'm gonna just have to go with Devon Hester off the strength of that. I watch him more than Deontay Hall. Like,
okay.
Because it was, you know what I'm saying, like my dad, you know what I'm saying, grew up watching him. and just like, you know what I'm saying, play him, bro. And that's who I seen for the most part too. Devon
Yeah.
Hester. And like, bro, crazy, bro.
Right.
That dude, man, his speed, his vision is crazy. And honestly, like his punt return game was different, bro. And that's what I like the most. Like kick return, I do it, but that's not my forte. Like I like punt return, bro. I feel like I can see the field more.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because kick return is just one big wave.
Right.
If somebody missed their block, bro, it's over with. And I've had
Yeah.
that experience too many times messing with kickoff return, bro. So I think punt return, you know what I'm saying? Canada's a little different because you can't fair catch, but they have to have a 5-yard bubble around you. So regardless, you're protected. But you can really make a decision, you know what I'm saying, in the league. You can fair catch it if you don't want to. Kick return, bro, 9 times out of 10, you got to bring the ball out if it, you know what I'm saying, if it's short or if it's in the end zone nowadays, you know what I'm saying, more than likely you're going to take a knee. But if that ball not in the end zone, you got to bring it out. So you
Right.
don't have a choice. So
Yeah, I want to get your thoughts on that too. Like the way the game is now, right? Like growing up for me, I mentioned those guys because special team was a big part. Not that it's not now, but due to the regulation, the change of the game, the rules, it's changed a lot. Where for kick return, for example, I feel like half the time you can just you can whatever you're doing, you don't need to go back to the couch yet. Like that's just gonna be a play that's just gonna go by. But like punt return still around. Like how's that? How do you feel about that? About the game, the rules changing and how it's kind of take away from special teams a little bit.
Man, I honestly like now I kind of see it because it's like, okay, I understand. Like kick return is a that's a dangerous play, bro. But
yeah,
like it's safer, and you know what I'm saying, like they trying to protect guys with their head and CTE cases are coming out. So I kind of understand it, but when they first implemented it, bro, it was just the weirdest thing ever. Like they moved the line up after a while. You can't get a running start. Like you got to start right there. And it's kind of taken away, but I feel like in a sense, like I feel like the game has just changed and kind of embraced it and just because people, like you said, they'll still bring it out. Like I seen a guy I used to play with the Chiefs, Trayvon with the Houston Texans now. He brought a kickoff return out the other day and cribbed it. So, you know what I'm saying? Those plays still happen, but I feel like it's even crazier now because when they do happen, it's like it's more of a special thing.
Rare, like, you don't see it as often anymore.
I was like, sheesh, he cribbed that joint, but that's dope. So I feel like it takes a part of it away, but in a sense it adds, you know what I'm saying, another element to it. So
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think I kind of talked about this earlier before we hopped on, but the big reason why I put this podcast together is to have a platform during the pandemic. I think at the time, a lot of sports was shut down. You didn't see fans at the time, or a lot of games were just shut down. So being a sports fan myself, I wanted to find a way where I can kind of keep people engaged. But then part two of it is there's a lot of young athletes growing up that doesn't have that role model or has spoken to someone that's kind of took that next step. Because like we talked about earlier, like you can have all the skill sets you have, but you don't know how to leverage it. It doesn't mean anything. But for you, you had the talent, you're athletic, you put it to use, and that's where you're at today. All American in college, did very well, and in high school, evidently, that's why you got your scholarship, played professionally. But what advice would you share for a young athlete trying to go to the next level?
Man, honestly, like just any advice that you can get, from someone that's been there, and maybe that's someone that's there right now. Just take it and literally like run with it. Like the things they tell you, like, cause 9 times out of 10, I mean, I can't really think of anybody, you know what I'm saying, that I've come in contact with or anything like that would, steer a kid in the wrong direction. So I would just, tell them just run with it. And that's something that, you know what I'm saying, I thought about because coming up, the only person that we really had really come do something for us was Tiki Barber. He came out in like a little camp for us. We was younger, which was dope. But other than that, like we didn't really have anybody around here that, you know what I'm saying, kind of trained us or, took us under our wing and stuff like that. So like since I've been back, like really before COVID started, I had did my third annual Sweet Feet football camp. I was doing that for free for kids, you know what I'm saying, summer camp. Bring them out there, put them through a bunch of different drills and stuff like that. Had some guys that I played with. I had some of my older coaches out there. And I was also doing my own like little private sessions with a handful of kids at a time, just putting them through drills, giving them pointers, and just trying to give them a competitive edge on the competition. But yeah, I would just say, stay focused on your craft, stay in the weight room, get those extra hours in on and off the field, even when no one's looking.
Right.
And I'm not even just saying that to say it. Like I said, I stay optimistic. Like, even when, like, before I went to Canada, me and my boy Colin from here, he plays quarterback. We would go almost every other day. But even when he didn't go, I would go, get in the sand pit, or just do cone drills or something by myself. Like, you still getting those extra reps in. You can take it mentally as well. Like, even though I don't got a DB in front of me, I'm still stimming. I'm still, doing some hesitations or anything like that, just to, as if I had somebody in front of me, working off me. So just stay focused on your craft, take it seriously, and really put the time in, because the time you put in is what you're gonna get out of it. So
yeah. Absolutely. Definitely stay ready, like you said. I mean,
yeah.
You working at that restaurant at the time, bro. If you hadn't been working out, training stuff, like you said, who knows? Maybe you didn't have a NFL career and a pro career. So
Exactly.
That's all you gotta say right there. That's a quick recap of it. Well, last thing I'll ask is, what's next for you? I know right now, free agent, you're exploring around, see what the opportunities are. You're a young guy, bro. You're talented. It's endless. But where would you like to go? Like, what's next for you?
True, man. Honestly, right now, like, I don't know. It's a lot up in the air. Like, I'm trying to, see what I want to do with football. Like I said, I got a new league starting up. I could possibly go back to Canada, because they've been in contact with me, want me to come back out there. I've been doing some stuff with Lululemon. I've been talking to like some of the head designers and engineers and stuff like that, just chatting with them and trying to work on a little collaboration or something of the sort to, do something. Like, we got some stuff in the works that that we're working out right now, and just trying to channel. So doing that, and just doing different stuff, putting more content out there, man. I might do some stuff with YouTube, or I don't know, put some series out there, just little things to do, because social media these days with like the content, and that's one thing, man. That's another reason I started getting on TikTok too. I'm like, man, people don't really like, unless you know me, like, you don't really know me, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
from afar. So I'm like, I'm gonna just put stuff out there, let people see, you know what I'm saying, some of the creative side that we have, and some of the, funny moments that we share. So yeah, I don't know, man. We gonna see. And I'm always down to network and connect with people, bro. So you know what I'm saying? I just always like to build bridges, because you never know, what could come out of a relationship. So yeah, I'm just up in the air right now, man. Just still ready, focusing on football, doing music, dabbling, like I said, with Lululemon, and my guy that's here, Nando, he grew up with me, and he was with me in Nashville for a little bit of time I was out there. But he I just put a Lululemon video up on my Instagram not too long ago, but he shot that, and we about to work on this a little workout video that he gonna shoot too. So just doing different stuff, man, putting content out there, and just.
That's good, man. Get yourself in different pockets. Like you say, you never know where it's gonna go, especially with relationship. It's I think it's true, man. The more I've like, even in my industry, the more I like each and every day I work, it's really true, man. It's like, it's not what you know all the time, it's who you know, right? Like you can be like the smartest dude, you can be the most creative guy, but sometimes you need something to kind of help you get to that next step. And everything you're doing is going to be put together. So maybe you can do, like you said, put like a training video together. You got your music in the background. It's a win-win. You got your TikTok, you got audiences. So it all comes together, bro.
Not for real, bro. For real. Man, you just gave me, you know what? You just gave me an idea, bro. I'm gonna make a workout song now that you said that, bro.
No, absolutely, man. It all comes together, dude. I got you on that. Well, hey, anything before we wrap up, any final comments from you or anything you'd like to share?
Shoot, man. I just, what I'm saying, I appreciate you reaching out, wanting to do the, interview, and
absolutely
share a little bit about myself and my journey. So yeah,
it's dope. It's just the beginning, bro. That's all I'm gonna say, but it's a good one.
Right. Shoot, anybody listening, man, if you could take one thing out of this, hey, stay optimistic, no matter what you're going through, man. No matter how hard the journey has been, shoot, you never know what's right around the corner.
Shoot. Rashard Davis, I appreciate your time, bro. Thank you for everything that you're doing. You're a legend in Virginia. You're doing big things. Keep it up. You're still a young guy, so look forward to seeing what else is out there for you, man. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. Have a good one, man.